Welcome to today's Deep Dive Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at the ultimate human achievement, longevity. We're going to completely demystify the secret to living to 100, and honestly, we're moving way beyond that old, tired idea of just having good genetics. Instead, we're uncovering the highly actionable, science-packed steps you can start taking literally right now to extend your lifespan. Let's dive right into the data. 2.2 million. According to the United Nations, by the year 2050, there are going to be 2.2 million centenarians worldwide. Just think about that for a second. We're witnessing this massive global reality shift. A 100-year lifespan is transitioning from what used to be considered an impossible miracle, right? Now it's becoming an expected demographic reality. Which brings us to the core question for today's explainer. How exactly do you get your name on that list? I mean, if it's not just about crossing your fingers and hoping you won the genetic lottery, what are the actual levers we can pull to ensure we're part of that 2 million strong group? Well, the source material completely debunks the whole good genes myth. It proves that longevity is actually more like an architectural blueprint. Researchers call it an ecosystem of habits. So the secret isn't some single magic pill. It's a carefully crafted, perfect daily balance of your nutrition, your lifestyle choices, your mental health, and how you leverage modern medical advances. It's built in the everyday things. To successfully navigate this blueprint, we're going to follow the source's definitive roadmap across 5 foundational milestones. First up, the age of centenarians. Second, the golden nutritional foundation. Third, healthy living habits. Fourth, the power of the mind. And finally, reaching 120 years old. Okay, let's start with Section 1, the age of centenarians, our comprehensive blueprint for longevity.
The absolute crucial point here is that living a long life is fundamentally an art of balance. You can't simply eat a perfectly healthy diet and then pull all-nighters for work all week. It just doesn't work that way. You can't exercise furiously at the gym while drowning in chronic stress. The blueprint requires harmony. It's really the daily art of combining all these health elements so they support rather than fight each other.
Moving right along to Section 2, the golden nutritional foundation. Basically, eating for a longer life. When we look at the science, we get a very clear yes list. We're talking fresh veggies, specifically things like broccoli, because that contains sulforaphane, which is a really powerful compound that actively fights disease. Add in olive oil, whole grains, nuts, fresh fruit yogurt, and quality proteins like tuna and salmon. And this is absolutely crucial: 0 processed foods. A massive Harvard study of 4,600 women proved that strictly adopting this rich diet actually physically lengthens your telomeres. Those are the little biological clocks at the ends of your chromosomes. You are literally slowing down your biological aging at a cellular level just by changing what's on your plate. How crazy is that? Now, the impact of these choices builds dramatically when we look at specific food groups, particularly when it comes to how often you're eating meat. The data highlights a remarkable difference based purely on frequency. The research reveals an absolutely jaw-dropping stat. If you cut your meat consumption down to less than once a week, it can add up to 20 years to your life. 20 years! I mean, that is an amazing return on investment for simply making a small, manageable tweak to your weekly meal prep. And hey, as a surprising, somewhat spicy bonus, adding daily spicy food to your meals provides a natural compound called capsaicin. The data shows this naturally lowers blood pressure, fights obesity, and drops the early death rate by a massive 14% compared to folks who eat spicy food less than once a week. It's literally a deliciously simple way to boost your longevity odds. Let's jump into Section 3, healthy living habits. This is all about managing the physical mechanics of aging. So when it comes to sleep, you really want to be in the Goldilocks zone. You want it just right. The science here is definitive. Exactly 7 to 8 hours is the golden rule for optimal cellular repair. If you sleep less than 7 hours, you severely damage your immunity and basically invite obesity. But interestingly enough, sleeping too much, like over 9 hours, isn't a luxury. It actually spikes your stroke risk. You absolutely have to hit that 7 to 8 hour sweet spot. Beyond sleep, the source isolates 3 golden physical habits to lock in. Number 1 is calorie restriction, which is just simply eating a little bit less to reduce the strain on your internal organs. Number 2 is walking just 30 minutes a day. A remarkable 10-year study proved that postmenopausal women who adopted this simple daily walk dropped their heart disease risk by an unbelievable 82%. And habit number 3, regular health checkups. You've got to catch potential issues before they become life-threatening. Next up is Section 4. the power of the mind, focusing on mental health and social connection. Over in Okinawa, Japan, they have this amazing concept called Ikigai. It translates to your reason to live, that profound spark of purpose and motivation that burns inside you every single day. And science backs this up. It shows that clearly defining your own Ikigai automatically and dramatically drops your cardiovascular disease and overall mortality rates.
The renowned longevity researcher Dan Buettner beautifully captures this philosophy in a simple phrase: the reason a person wakes up every morning. And it doesn't have to be some massive world-changing mission. Whether your purpose is catching fish to feed your family or teaching martial arts to the neighborhood kids, your body actually listens to that purpose and floods your system with the energy needed to meet it.
The social aspect is equally as powerful. A University College London study found that maintaining strong social networks builds this cognitive reserve in your brain. This acts as a protective shield against diseases like Alzheimer's, and remarkably, it lowers a person's 10-year mortality risk by precisely 22%. Who knew that having a good chat with a friend was quite literally a medical intervention? Add to that a solid commitment to lifelong learning. The data on this is fascinating. College graduates who keep challenging their brains throughout their lives actually gain an extra 14.2 years of life compared to non-high school graduates. When you combine continuous learning with an optimistic mindset established early in childhood, which completely crushes those stress-inducing cortisol levels, you are heavily stacking the longevity deck in your favor. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, reaching 120 years old. This is a look at the future of human longevity. We're looking at a highly probable future with 4 major technological leaps. First, instant AI diagnostics. Second, 24/7 wearable health data monitoring your vitals. Third, global virus monitoring systems. And fourth, personalized gene-based medicine. With all these tools combined, the source suggests we could very realistically live to 120 with the vigor, the energy, and the mental clarity of a 40-year-old. But as an impartial look at the source material reveals, there is a very stark reality check here. All of these incredible medical miracles, they will be completely useless if our global ecosystem collapses under the crushing pressure of climate change. A healthy, long-living body absolutely requires a healthy, sustainable planet. The two are fundamentally connected. Because while science and medical breakthroughs can generously extend our timeline, filling those extra decades with actual meaning is entirely up to you. Which leaves us with one profound question to ponder as we wrap up today's explainer. What is your reason to wake up tomorrow? Find that, build those habits, and you've found the true secret to a long life. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and we'll see you next time.